Man, they're a special group. Very, very special group. Rashawn McLemore, Ray Cody, Dathan Lyles, Mike Lizarraga, and Lenny Daniel. These guys, if it wasn't, just put it this way, if it wasn't for those guys, we wouldn't have had the success that we had, and these freshmen wouldn't have matured and grown the way that they've matured and grown. They were the coaches and the fathers and the big brothers in that locker room, which is probably the most important time. People don't realize that. You know, they stand in front of us and we get on them or correct them and teach them, and you know, that's usually the most interaction that we have. What happens when they leave the court is important. What happens when they get in that locker room, and how those guys are able to encourage them to keep their head up and all those kinds of things. I just think it's phenomenal. So we're going to miss them. We're going to miss them, no doubt about it.
Coach, you guys aren't the best team on paper, but you guys have a lot of chemistry and a lot of friendship, closeness. How does that kind of benefit you guys?
Well, yeah, I think that's what allowed us to do what we did. I think that's what allowed us to turn our season around and it to click, because these guys genuinely cared about each other and they cared about Northridge basketball. And when you get guys that are committed and loyal to one another and loyal to the program and what you're trying to do, good things happen. And so, again, it starts with this commitment level from the seniors. You know, being honest with you, our seniors didn't have that kind of leadership last year when they came in here, and they realized how frustrating it was for them, and they were going to make sure it didn't happen for these freshmen when they came in.
Well, now you have a foundation laid down. I know Long Beach and Santa Barbara, they've been together for like 3-4 years. Not do you feel you had it too with Josh?
Well, that's what I hope will happen is when you look at a team like Long Beach State, and go back and look at what happened to those guys when they're freshmen. They weren't as good as they are now, and they weren't very good at that particular time when they were young. And you know, this is part of the journey, and part of the journey sometimes is that you have to lose, you have to fail, you have to hit some hard times, some rough patches, but you learn from them, and then you get better. And you look at where Long Beach State is today, it's a lot different than where they were a couple years ago when these guys were freshmen. So, you know, that's what the hope is that you just keep growing and you keep getting better. Same thing with Santa Barbara, another veteran group that's been together for a while. And they played that way tonight. And, you know, just happens that we came out on the short end. Doesn't mean that we weren't, that I'm not proud of what our guys accomplished this year, though.
All right, Coach, my last question. What do you need? What kind of pieces do you need to make this team a better team? If you going to JC or going to freshmen?
Well, obviously we're losing a lot, and losing Lenny. We're losing an experienced guy who scored on the block and rebounded the basketball, and we're going to have our freshmen, our young guys, grow up again and change some things and do some things for us. And losing Rashawn, who was banged up. Rashawn's knee's been bothering him the last couple days, so he wasn't 100% tonight. But losing those two guys from a scoring standpoint is going to be huge. But also losing Mike Lizarraga's toughness on the inside, losing Dathan Lyle's leadership at the point, and losing Ray Cody's defensive aggressiveness, and we're going to miss all those things. And I don't know how you replace it all. We're just going to go out and see what we need to do. We may need to sign a junior college player here or there, but we like what we're doing with our freshmen right now. We like what we're doing with these young guys and developing young guys. Next year, those guys will be sophomores, and you know, Vinny McGee will be a senior next year, and John Mayhew will be senior next year. So we got a couple seniors, but we're just going to keep building on what we're doing.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Congrats on a great season.
Thank you, man. Thanks for all